Alec, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. I know everyone's kind of moved on. We kind of got to talk about it last week a little bit. Is that tough to do? I mean, there's always, highs after win, lows after win. But knowing that you had so many chances, touchdowns that maybe called back, chances at the end, is that a tough pill to swallow the other night?
Yeah, I mean, any loss is tough, especially in front of your home crowd. I mean, definitely 24-hour rule. We've watched the film, made the corrections. We're going to be better next week, and we just need to learn from it. When you lose, you really need to take that opportunity to look at yourself and be like, what can I improve on? What can we improve on as a team? And how are we going to take that and improve for the rest of the season? So,
What has John Rice said immediately after the game and so far this week about his performance?
I mean, he's a team guy, so he's just talking about, I need to be better for you guys. But I mean, we also around him need to do a better job of helping him. And like Coach Malzahn said, I mean, the quarterback in a win is going to get a lot of praise, and a loss he's going to get trashed a lot. And I mean, myself, I can do a lot better job of helping the team, and I need to improve a lot and play a lot better.
Alec, obviously, during the game, two things that won't appear on the stat sheet had two big touchdowns called back.
Yes.
Now, obviously, the holding calls or whatever that was, even though those aren't on the stat sheet and on the scoreboard, are those things you could use to build on next week for the success you did have?
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Can you build on those big plays? Like, while they didn't make it to the scoreboard because of the callback, you did have some success moving on those big plays. Is that something you'd use in the next practice as something this would have worked if?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the holding penalties, just eliminating those silly mistakes that prevent you from winning games. And I mean, even though those plays don't show up on the scoreboard, I mean, they do bring you some confidence. Like, hey, we can move the ball. It's just stopping those little mistakes that just prevent you from winning games.
Kind of building off that earlier question about John Rice, what have you guys and the rest of the offense been saying to him ahead of this week's game? Did you try to rebound?
I mean, dude, you're a quarterback. We believe in you. You're a great player. I mean, we've seen what you can do, man. It's just, that's one game. We're past it. We're going to improve, and you'll see this week we'll be a lot better.
Kobe Hudson is unavailable. Ryan O'Keefe left injured. So how much of the onus do you put on yourself and Kamori as the tight ends to give yourself some extra options in the passing game? And who do you want to see step up among the receivers?
Yeah, I mean, Kobe and O'Keefe are just two playmakers. They're huge parts of our offense, and when you're missing dudes like that, I mean, people around need to start stepping up. And I mean, I had a drop that was pretty big. I mean, I can't be doing that. I'm supposed to be a leader on this team. I'm supposed to have a big impact on our success. If I'm doing stuff like that, and in big moments I'm not able to step up, I mean, so I need to pick up in that situation. And just everyone, the whole receiving core, I mean, we have so many talented wide receivers. Like X as a freshman stepped in when O'Keefe got hurt, and he played really well for a true freshman. So, I mean, I'm just looking for a lot of the receivers to step up, tight ends to step up, and just everybody.
Are there other things in your game that you feel you need to improve, or what other things, rather?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely, when you watch the film, there are plays that you wish that you had back. There's a couple blocks that I felt like I could have held better, and we would have had a better play from it. But it's just taking that, not beating yourself up too much. We're moving on to the next game and improving on that and making sure it doesn't happen again.
Are you roommates with John Rice?
I'm not.
Okay. Well, I know you're friends with him. You were the host on his visit.
Mm-hmm.
But is he hard on himself after a game like this, or?
I mean, he's a competitor. I mean, he loves this team. He loves the game. He loves to compete. And he loves to win more than anything. So anyone after a loss is going to be tough on themselves. And I mean, like we said, the 24-hour rule. We're past this game. We're moving on to FAU. We're focused on winning the next game and not allowing one game to affect the rest of our season.
Well, on that note, players have said that they don't want this loss to divide us. What do you have to do as a leader to make sure that doesn't happen?
Yeah, I mean, just stepping up, leading those guys, being a positive influence in the locker room. I mean, there's a lot of people, like, when in a loss, a lot of teams will start blaming each other, being like, oh, you're the reason why we lost, you're the reason why we lost. When in reality, I mean, we're a team, we're all together. So, I mean, we win as a team, we lose as a team. If someone has amazing success, that's all of us. If someone fails, all of us fail. So it's just making sure that everyone's a collective and we're all successful together.
after a loss, it's, obviously very easy to be critical, like you were saying, but Coach Malzahn has said it in the past that, the progression of good teams happens most between, week 0 to week 1 and week 1 to week 2. Even though it was a loss on Friday, is there something you guys did as an offense you felt like that was better where you actually grew?
Yeah, I mean, when I was watching film, there were a lot of glimpses. I mean, there were a lot of plays and a lot of glimpses where you can see that we are a great offense. We kind of get it moving, and we're going to improve, and we're going to be better next game.
I know you guys talking about being better and fixing up the little things. What would a tangible thing be come the game on Saturday? Just like one example.
Just like eliminating penalties. There were 2 holds on 2 huge touchdowns, momentum plays. I mean, if we can eliminate that, I think that the momentum in the game is just completely different.
What do you know about FAU? I know you were part of the team, 2019, when you guys went down there. I know you played there at the end of 2020 in that stadium. What do you know about those guys?
I mean, I know that they're a great team. I know that I've watched the game they played against Ohio, because Parker, my buddy, is up at Ohio, so I was watching that game. And I mean, their offense is great. Their defense is pretty solid. I mean, they put up a lot of points, so they should be a good challenge for us, and I think that we're going to be up for it this Saturday.
What do you think of the job the defense did? They kept giving the ball back to the offense.
Yeah, I mean, they did a phenomenal job. They kept us in the game, and that's just like them. We're a team together, and they had a lot of success, and they were giving us a lot of opportunities to come back and win the game, and we just didn't step up. So in the coming weeks, I mean, we're gonna show that we're a great offense, and we're gonna step up for those guys, because we're a team and we need to do it together.
There were a good amount of UCF fans at that game back in 2019. It's only 3 hours away. There's a lot of night fans down in South Florida. What do you want to see in that stadium? Do you want that to be sort of like bounce out south a little bit, or?
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. I mean, I remember, I don't know if it was my freshman year or one of the first years I was here, they burned a nitro statue or something. I was like, I mean, that was pretty crazy, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely a good deal. You can, a lot of family and friends are going to come to that game, and I'd love to see Night Nation show out in Boca.
Do maybe impart to your teammates that have them recognize, how much they're going to be gunning for you guys? I mean, they do this as a rivalry. You look at some of these upsets this past weekend. I mean, they want nothing more than to knock UCF off.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, we're going to be ready. Whenever you're coming off a loss, you definitely are looking at yourself. What can you do better? And I mean, we're definitely going to be ready. We're going to be practicing hard this week, and we're going to come out and we're going to play extremely hard.
Do you watch games on a Saturday when you don't have a game? Were you catching
Yeah,
any of these games?
I was watching a few of them.
And you stand out any upsets you watched?
I mean, the App State, Caden was over there, and App State got the dub against Texas A&M, so that was pretty cool.
Appreciate it.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Alec.
Alec.